No, he didn't. No, he didn't come up in here with a judge uniform on. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm the Speed King for sure. And as always, your closed captions, we ask that you turn them on. And for sure, tip sheets, Oaks, and Derby, email us speedking24@yahoo.com. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of our new viewers, D. Kearney and of course Betty Elmsworth. Classy people. They just joined the community. Thanks so much for your purchasing of the tip sheets. Well. Judge Speed King is on the bench, and we have a verdict. The verdict is in from the Speed King community, the jury. We have taken the polls. We have listened to all of the Speed King arguments from its classy community. And the question, should MUTH and Bob Baffert be allowed in this year's Kentucky Derby? Well, I sit on the bench, and the verdict is in. The Speed King community have spoken. But before I render the verdict, let me say this. Now, I'm no real big fan of Bob Baffert. I respect his work. I respect the things that he's done for the game. I think it's admirable. I think he has some culpability in some things, but they all do. I have no problem with Bob Baffert. He was a trainer of a horse that we have shares in, Authentic, on both sides. Derby, Breeders' Cup winner, for sure. But I do think that they gave him the business by adding a year on to his two-year suspension. I don't think that was right. Okay? I don't think you kick a man when he's down. He paid his dues. I see no reason why they added another year on. What would stop him from doing it again? But that's not the case here today. Of course, Bob Baffert and the owner, of course, Mr. I think his name is Zandon, filed the case to have Bob Baffert and MUTH participate in this year's Kentucky Derby. I put it out to the Speed King community, and they've come back with a verdict in about 10 hours, 11 hours. Let me make the point. Here's the verdict. No. Out. O-U-T. Out. Should not be able to participate in this year's Derby. Here is why. After taking the temperature of the community, the first point, very valid. They should have, the owner and Bob Baffert should have filed or should have transferred the horses, or horse, in this case MUTH, to another trainer. They knew that he couldn't participate in the Derby because of the current sanctions. They had ample time to transfer MUTH to another trainer. I think they believe once MUTH won the Arkansas Derby, they realized how good of a horse he is. And he's very, very good. Don't get that wrong. Okay? To the point where he might be the favorite if he was in the Derby. He's that good. After that Arkansas Derby, they realized we need to get into this. So they filed the injunction. But they had ample time way before then to transfer the horse into another trainer's barn. That's number one, based on the decision. No. Number two, they should have filed a injunction to get in my opinion and the community's opinion, when another year was added on to their 2-year suspension. I don't agree with adding another year on. But once he knew after 2 years, and then they added, he should have filed then, which was well over 8 or 9 months ago. Okay? That being said, it's a 3-year suspension. Okay, even though I don't agree with that last year. But they had ample enough time to file. That's number 2. Number 3, according to our county clerk and our court clerk, who's our ambassador, Scotty Mack, up in Minnesota, technically, the horse doesn't have enough points to get into the Derby. Now, I know you're thinking he won the Arkansas Derby, which was 100 points. That's true. However, those points was not given to him because at the time of the race, the horse didn't qualify and the trainer didn't qualify to receive the points. So what would have to happen, in my opinion, and the community's opinion, is that now if the injunction is overturned, they're going to have to go and ask Arkansas, Oaklawn Park, to give them the 100 points, which means there's going to be further litigation, I'm sure. Okay? So technically, according to Scotty Mack, our ambassador, technically, he doesn't have enough points, valid point. So they're going to have to ask for the points from Oaklawn Park if the injunction allow him to run. Okay? Number 2. Number 3. Fourth and last, there's only 2.5 weeks between the Derby. The draw, the post position draw, getting the horse to the facilities. They need to be there a week and a half, I believe, in advance. And most of all, the public. The future pool. I believe there was 5 over the last 5 or 6 months. MUTH was never part of it. That would be an injustice according to my community. Rightly so. Great point. I never thought of this. That he was never in the future pools. And the public would get the short end of it, which they usually do, for sure. So there is the verdict. The Speed King community has spoken on what they believe is not the official verdict from Judge Perry, who really is a judge, not me. That, in our opinion, and there was arguments on both sides, that was fair. But when you calculate them all together, these 4 points says no Baffert, no MUTH in this year's Kentucky Derby. That's our opinion. That is what we decided. The judge, Speed King, has spoken. The jury, the Speed King community, has spoken. We have a bunch of fun doing this, folks. That's what racing is all about. And of course, we're going to keep it classy. You know I'm going to keep it classy, for sure. We have a bunch of fun doing this. I do this kind of stuff for our community. Not sure what anyone else is doing, but I do this for us because I know they're going to poke at me. They're going to have a bunch of fun with me. But Judge Speed King is on the bench. And the verdict is no Bob Baffert, no MUTH in this year's Kentucky Derby. Go and enjoy your Triple Crowns, Bob. And if it's that important to you, show up in 2 weeks in Maryland at the Preakness and smack them around with MUTH. Very, very good horse. Much respect to Mr. Bob Baffert and the owner. We have tremendous respect for them. There's your verdict from the Speed King community. My name is Wayne Bolden. I am your judge in this situation. Having too much fun, looking forward to 2.5 weeks. This is our time. Stay classy, y'all, and all that you do. No, you didn't come in here with a robe. That's our Speed King. We did this to have fun. That's what our community is all about. Decency, respect. To disagree without being disagreeable and respect other people's opinion when it comes to horse racing and anything else. Stay classy, y'all.